Salutations everyone, we are back at it again with another video, and I want to make sure before I unleash all of this creative energy and I pretty much share every single thing that I've worked on during the pandemic or panorama and more, if that even makes sense. I want to share with you guys my spiritual awakening. I believe there are some videos of people explaining or sharing their spiritual awakening and what led them on their spiritual path. I feel like I should do the same. I feel like it would provide a lot of context clues as to the direction that I will be following in the beginning of my YouTube channel. I feel like I should grab maybe a crystal to better help me explain this, aside from the tiger's eye that I have. And citrine both work with the solar plexus. Yeah, the third chakra. Hold on one second. Alright, we are back with a lapis lazuli. Let it do everything in the throat chakra. So yeah, in this video I'm going to talk about my spiritual awakening. I would love to know if you have experienced anything like this, if you can relate. Please leave a comment down below and let's dive on in.
Oh, and Francine?
Don't say it.
Dive on in.
Let's get into the video. So, my spiritual awakening started about, I guess, 5 years ago? Hold on. Let's do proper math here. So it is 2022, how the time goes. And let's say 6 years ago. 6 years ago? No, about 6-7 years ago, my spiritual awakening started. I was working part-time at a retail store. And one day, I believe I was with my best friend at the time, and we were about to go to Barnes & Noble. I forget why we were going to Barnes & Noble, but it seemed like perfect little getaway. And I think it was like the beginning of the year, like maybe early mid-February. So around that time, that's when you're pretty much trying to better yourself and wanting to improve your life. New Year's resolution, this, that, and the third. That was the gateway. Yeah, because I think we immediately went, well, first we went to the discount books, because that's like the first thing you see in the Barnes & Noble. I'm not certain if it's every Barnes & Noble or just that specific one, but that was the first thing we saw. So we were looking at the discount books, and then we head over and somehow make our way to the self-help books. And then from there, like I said, that was literally the gateway. It was like a match made in heaven as far as the type of books that I wanted to read, because I was at a point where I was lost. I didn't know who I was, what I wanted to do. I was confused about everything. I was going through a lot of things personally, and I wasn't fulfilled. And so, luckily, there was something inside of me that wanted to kind of get to know myself better and wanted to really intake knowledge on trying to get out of the kind of fog that I was in, because I was on and off dealing with depression, which is something that I have battled with since I was 12. And pretty much going through the motions of being a young adult and working, me keeping busy was a way to cope with that, because I was experiencing so many things around that time, and I had just left one chapter of my life where I had gotten a huge dose of reality, in a good way, because I would consider myself to have been very sheltered, so I learned a lot. Such is life. But yeah, at that point I was really just looking for some guidance and some wisdom. I bought a couple of psychology books, a couple of little tests, like personality tests, such as one should start when they're trying to figure themselves out, right? Yeah. Let's see. And went through that first set of books, and I'd say almost 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, had went by, and then I bought more books. Around the second time that I went to Barnes & Noble, I think that's when we started kind of delving into the spirituality side of the store, which those two sections are kind of close together: self-help and spirituality, health and wellness. It's all ties together, which is understandable because that's pretty much working on the mind, body, and the soul. So once we got to the spirituality, I think the first book that kind of awakened everything was this crystal Bible, and it had all these different types of crystals from A to Z, and that was kind of eye-opening for me, because before then I didn't know anything about crystals. I only knew about, the more so mainstream ones, your diamonds, your pearls, your rubies, your sapphires, your emeralds. Pretty much that was it. But looking at this book, it kind of triggered my childhood and how I used to be obsessed with Pokemon and like the evolution stones, which kind of still am. But just to be able to have like something that kind of relates to that in reality, I was quite intrigued and interested, to say the least. And it's crazy because when you think about it, you can consider crystals as evolution stones because they elevate you. Yeah, all have healing properties. Yeah, they do things that can they do things that kind of enhance things that are within you, because nothing comes out of you, it comes through you. Yeah, there's a quote in there. There's a hidden message in there. Anyways, so yeah. And at that point, I would always take the books, since the bookstore was near my job, I would take the books back to the store, and I would just leave them all out and have them in the bag. Sometimes people will go, my coworkers will go in the bags. And got a lot of eyes, got a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Naysayers. Yeah. But at that point, it didn't really matter. And this brought a lot of different things, and it made me want to learn more, because once I got into the crystals, that's when I started learning about the chakra systems and meditation and like disease and healing and negative energy, positive energy. Yeah, that was the next stage of the spiritual awakening, where I was trying to incorporate that stuff into my life. Obviously, because I was going through things that I wanted to solve. And then we get into, I guess, the first time I bought a crystal, which was, I think, at this jewelry store called Alex and Annie, which is still a store. Actually, I've seen a physical store too. So, and I'm sorry if I'm a little low as far as the tone, but it is 3:11 a.m. I'm a night owl, so I'm up, and I gotta use my inside voice. So we're trying to incorporate all these things that I've learned over the course of, let's say 3 to 6 months, for argument's sake. I bought a crystal. The first crystal that I think I had actually was a sodalite crystal, which I used to wear around my neck, inside of my shirt, and I would take it everywhere. This is where I'd like to say I was never the same again, or this was like the initiation into the game. Like, this is when I was initiated into the game. This was the hand tap. You know, when you in the race and you waiting for them to pass the baton was passed at this moment in time. I think I woke up one day and I just felt really good. I felt elated. Better than elated. Well, there's a word, but I'm going to get to it soon. It's something that I haven't felt in a very long time. And considering the fact that I was experiencing depression so many times, like on and off, this was a feeling that it wasn't a feeling I haven't felt in a long. I have never felt. Well, let me say that, because I've had good days and I've had great days, but it was enlightenment. In case you haven't caught on, it lasted. I'd say for, let's say it had lasted for like 2.5 days, and I know the vibration under enlightenment would be joy. It wasn't joy, it was enlightenment. And I wrote that energy. Yeah, that was a vibe. That was pretty good. It was amazing. And I remember at one point during this natural high that I felt, I was with a customer at work, and I was kind of helping her with something, and she was acting, she was acting like those customers that we make fun of online. And she just was not accepting the help that I was obligated to give her, and the help that she clearly needed, because she wasn't understanding the situation. So I said, I see that I am unable to help you in the way that you need. And it seems like me explaining this to you isn't quite coming through in the way that you can understand me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get someone who can better assist you. And if you give me 1 second, I can bring them out for you right now. And I proceeded to go. Because she was fucking up the vibe. Yeah. And she's like, no, and the way she looked at me, she's like, as if she was surprised. I don't know if she was more surprised that I was getting up to go get somebody, or the fact that I told her that I was no longer going to help her in the manner that I did. But she's like, no, I want you to help me. I want you to help me figure this out. You're doing good. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So yeah, that was just the power that I was in, where I was able to really fight off that negative energy. But alas, that natural high crashed and burned. And I don't know, maybe I didn't drop down to where I was depressed, but definitely very neutral, very content. Maybe drop to content, then neutral. I don't know. Let's look at the scale. Because honestly, it's the blueprint for whenever you're trying to figure out what's going on internally. So I'd say we were at enlightenment, and then we went down to neutrality. Yeah, and then after that, desire. And after that, grief. Because I was like, damn, that was amazing. And now my life is just meh. And then, so yeah, ever since, I haven't necessarily been trying to chase enlightenment. I would consider that an awakening to changing my lifestyle to walk the path of enlightenment. That would be the best way to describe the spiritual journey, which is, in my opinion, the path of enlightenment. And just going down the biggest rabbit hole, trying to figure out ways to kind of grasp everything that happened, and then also still try to figure out how to learn more about myself, and also I'm trying to think, because the rabbit hole was so huge. I was learning more about I was trying to learn everything. Paganism, witchcraft, Buddhism, Hinduism, mythology, Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, Indian mythology, all about the deities and the gods, demons, angels, fairies, like different creatures, and then different type of magic that you can work with, still incorporating spirituality, which pretty much I would consider all of this under the umbrella. So imagine holding an umbrella that says spirituality, and then you have all these things that I've just named just raining down on you, absorbing it in, take it in, but also putting everything in like a filter, trying to see what fits and resonates with me, and then leaving the rest behind. And then things that kind of I should be doing, some things I shouldn't be doing, and some things that I'm not quite ready to do and need to kind of do more research. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened that has led me to this. I feel like I could go deeper, but I want to leave it there. So maybe if this video is intriguing and people want to see me do like a part 2, or maybe kind of talk more about what happened as I have dwelled and ran up and down and through this rabbit hole, I would definitely do that. Because there have been times where I've over-consumed a lot of information, and I've had blackouts where I would just kind of just push it away, or I would just try to quit it altogether. But I feel like once you kind of open your mind to the truth, that it is kind of hard to kind of shake it off. And believe me, I have tried. But it's for the best. Yeah, it's for the best. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm leaving anything out. Yeah, I don't regret anything. I haven't done any crazy things. I just want to kind of make that known, I guess. I haven't done anything crazy. If anything, I haven't done much at all. I would say the most I've done that's kind of heavy and intense would be like shadow work. And if you're in this community, then you know that's pretty much just dealing with your demons, breaking generational curses and trauma. Did I say healing wounds? Because yeah, it does that too. And just help you understand the parts of you that maybe you don't want to be seen. The parts of you that you're ashamed of, you're guilty of. Just those negative things that linger on. As they say in the spiritual community, as above, so below. And yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm a little congested, but I think I might know what the reason that is. Anyways, I hope that you guys can first of all hear me, because the bedroom voice is not the normal tone that I speak in. I usually kind of like a high pitch frequency, so it's interesting to be kind of a little quiet. But I hope that between this video and my introduction video, the reintroduction to Neptune Jones, that you have learned a little bit about me. Moving forward, I'm ready to just share pretty much some things I've been cooking. And I hope to have my hair shaved and presentable for you, so I don't have to wear this itchy yaya cap. Yeah, stay tuned. If you're vibing with me, definitely subscribe. And I want you to leave me a comment letting me know what were some of the things, what triggered your spiritual awakening. That's what I want you to answer for me in the comments, so we can all kind of get to know each other better. Until next time, make sure you have a good day, afternoon, night, morning, wherever you are in the world. And